Welcome to Uncle's channel. Thanks for watching today. Let's talk about a cheese or easily defeat Bayle the Dread in Elden Ring DLC Shadow of the Erdtree. Now this is a optional boss, but it's also one of the most challenging bosses inside the game. But if you go in with a particular strategy here, it's going to make it way easier. So we're going to talk about that, and I'm going to talk about some of his individual moves to help you avoid those moves while executing the strategy. Now first up, there is an NPC summon that you're going to want to use for this battle, but you do have to complete this very small quest line in order to get him to appear. Basically, take out the 2 dragons at the Jagged Peak, and once you take those out, then you can talk to him, and he'll give you a few little wise words of wisdom here. And then you can talk to the lady at the Dragon Communion inside the Jagged Peak here as well. And at that point, you can partake in the communion, and then Aigon can be summoned for this particular battle. Now, inside the battle, Aigon's going to do his own little thing. You're going to want to use the incantation Rotten Breath here, because we're going to want to get this dragon inflicted with Scarlet Rot, and that way his HP is going to continue to tick away, even when you're not directly attacking him or anyone's attacking him at all. It just simply has that nice little passive effect. And also there is a base damage from the Rotten Breath that we're going to use as well. And so you're going to want to have the Rotten Breath, which is a very low level incantation to have equipped, but a very powerful one. And you're going to have your Mimic equipped with that as well. Now when you first go into the battle, the summon sign for Aigon is over to the left, and a bunch of mean players out there are going to try to put like little text blocks on top of that, so either you can't see it, or when you click it, you have to like click around their text block to get to it. Really annoying, and I hate when players do that, but regardless, that's what's happening in the video right here. It's underneath that little sign right there. But you go up to it, you summon Aigon. If you do it fast enough, you can get it done before Bayle's going to do any move. But you got to be really fast, and you got to be ready to react to any move he does pretty much immediately. Now, one move he does a lot is he's going to spew out fire at you. If he spews out fire at you, you can just simply roll through the fire, and you can avoid it that way. Very easy avoiding. Another opening move is where he shoots out a giant lightning blast at you, and you can avoid this by rolling backwards into the right, and you will avoid that pretty much every single time as well. And then there's also the move where he jumps up in the air and comes slamming down at you, and if he does this move, you just simply roll into the attack, and you can avoid any damage from that as well. And so there's actually 2 slam moves, but just simply roll into either one of them, and you will avoid all of the damage there. So go ahead and get Aigon summoned here, avoid the initial attack, and then roll off to the right-hand side. I pretty much go to the right hand every single time. Aigon's going to start firing his little bow and arrow here. He's going to be distracted with Aigon, and at that point, you're going to summon your Mimic here. Now, your Mimic can put out Rotten Breath, and you can put out Rotten Breath, so you're going to get Scarlet Rot inflicted on Bayle very quickly. So at this point, anytime he is focused on Aigon or he's focused on your Mimic, you're going to run up behind him, unleash your Scarlet Rod, and just get that inflicted upon him and get that HP passively taken away, but also the base damage continually. Now you can play it safe and just simply avoid fighting for the most part and let the Scarlet Rot take its effect as well as your summons here. But if you do that, he's going to kill off your summon and your NPC a little too quickly here. So you're still going to want to be involved in the battle to some degree, at least during this first phase. And so in the second phase though, you're really going to have to watch out. Now at the start of the second phase, he's going to do like a little explosion here. Don't be anywhere near that, because you're pretty much guaranteed to take damage. At this point, he's going to fly up into the air. He's going to fly around the arena here, and he's going to be firing out flames at you at the same time. All I can recommend here is just simply keep running in the same direction. That's going to be your best bet to avoid all of the flame attacks that are coming down on you. And if you do see him incoming down at you instead of your summons, once again, roll into him, and you'll avoid the damage that way from his attack. Now his attacks in stage 2 here are very similar to stage 1, except they're a little bit more aggressive, they're a little bit faster, and they do a little bit more damage at the same time. So they are very similar as far as our strategy goes, but you simply have to keep your distance a little bit better throughout the battle. Now there is one attack that he does more in stage 2, but he can do it in stage 1, and that's where he sends down like a little lightning bolts down on top of you. And when he does this, you can just simply roll off to the right, roll off to the left, whichever way the lightning bolts are coming at you, or just simply roll backwards, and you can avoid all of the lightning that is coming down upon you. So just simply make sure you're keeping your distance, avoiding the attacks, and continue to reapply the Rotten Breath or the Scarlet Rot, because once it wears off, you're going to want to get that reapplied in order to take out that last little bit of health that he has remaining. And if your summons die and he does have Scarlet Rot applied to him, my recommendation, run away as fast as possible and just keep your distance and dodging the attacks like I mentioned, and let the Scarlet Rot finish the battle for you. But overall, it is a tough fight. If you follow this strategy, it's a very effective and a feel-good victory at the same time, because you really had to learn a lot of the boss moves in order to take out Bayle the Dread in Elden Ring. But if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out my other cheese and strategy videos listed up above, and go out there, find a great game to play. Simply have a great rest of the day.
a true Drake warrior, and I, Egon, your fears made flesh. Solid of scale you might be, foul dragon, but I will riddle with holes your rotten hide with a hail of harpoons, with every last drop of my being.